All right, guys, I couldn't help myself. I was at Shields and I saw the Eberlestock Recon modular system, and I could not resist. I had to pick it up. 140 for the Bino pack, 40 for the rangefinder pack, 40 for the utility pouch. Guys, I've been looking for this Bino harness in every sports store. I just wanted to buy it at the store. I didn't want to have to order it online. And then I thought maybe Eberlestock is just direct to consumer. They don't sell through dealers. But at Shields, right next to the #1 selling Bino harness, and personally, maybe, in my opinion, overrated Bino harness, the marsupial gear harness, lo and behold, was the Eberlestock modular harness system. So I picked it up, and now we're gonna open it up and I'm going to try it on. Guys, I just think that this Bino harness system has like all the good qualities of marsupials, but it's just better. And in my estimation, it seems that this pack came out before marsupial gear's pack. I could be wrong. Someone in the comments might be able to tell me that this actually came out afterwards, and that's fine. But it seems to me, my impression, my estimation is that this pack came first, and then marsupial, it appears, kind of piggybacked off their top part compartment and how the flap opens. It's very similar, but I think Eberlestock does a better job, in my opinion. And in my opinion, that's the most important part of the Bino harness. So let's open this up. I got the large because I want to be able to upgrade, get 12x50s if need be, and have those fit in here. I want to get as big a binos. I want to be able to get as big a Bino harness as I can, fit them in here. I went with the forest green because they only had this in the desert, and honestly, the desert ones were a little bit, they didn't look as nice as this one, and it just happened to be forest green color, so I went with it. My favorite color preferably would be the gray, but they didn't have that, so I'm super excited to put this on and shoot and range with it. It's gonna be awesome. Like I said, I've been looking for this for a couple of years now. I've been researching it for a few years. I bought my original Bino harness, the Badlands harness, which is a great harness. Nothing, awful about it. It's just not, and to me, it just pales in comparison as far as quality and functionality. Even with marsupial as well as Eberlestocks. You can get a bear spray pouch, molly panel, utility pouch, which is what I got. Hand warmer pouch, quick case, and then the rangefinder pouch. So I got the utility pouch and the rangefinder pouch. So got this front zipper here, which you can put your phone or tags or calls or whatever you want. Maybe ammunition for a handgun. Has two more individual slots that you could put, again, ammunition, tags, calls, candy bars, calories, extra calories, whatever it may be. But it has a separation, so you'd have to fit your phone in the main pocket, but that's fine because you have these little tabs. You can pull up on them, tighten her up, and you get your phone in there nice and snug. So that's cool. I like that front pouch. As you can see, the bottom you have a Velcro adapt modular spot here where you can put bear spray, or you could do the hand warmers. I saw that too. I didn't pick it up because it's not something I really need right now. So love that. And that Velcro, man, that's just pretty thick, it's pretty tough, it's pretty durable. It's not just gonna like stuff you Velcro onto this is just gonna fall out. Another thing, you can attach another pouch underneath or with molly webbing, and you could totally put, molly panel. You could attach a molly panel to this and you could totally fit a handgun underneath there. And that might be, what you're looking for. Going on to the back, you could also fit a handgun in this pouch in the back here, or your cell phone, stick it in there with these buckles that'll kind of hold it, make it more secure. The loop here to help pull the Bino main compartment flap open, which they give you some pretty good magnetization here. Looks like you got two large magnets. Yeah, those are large. Let me see here. So they seem like they're a little bit bigger than the magnets in my Badlands Bino harness, and they don't move around nearly as much in the Badlands. They definitely move around. These are more secure, and it's, man, that's a solid magnetization. Probably a little bit better than Badlands, honestly. Okay, well, more features on the outside. You have these little side slots here. Part of that's taken up by the side enclosure of the top compartment of the Bino harness, and then you got a loop which you could put a release aid, a mechanical release, or a handheld release aid in there. So that's cool. All right, opening up, nice and smooth. And then the flaps, it's very flexible, and it just kind of folds right down. And there's a magnet, or a couple magnets, I think. Yeah, two magnets underneath, and it just folds right under there. I mean, that was smooth, guys. Let's take this out. Here's the rest of the harness. Really nice, light Cordura back strap with back strapping with molly webbing there on the back. It's all Cordura, so it's very durable. And then you got loops for your Bino horn to connect to your binos. So you can quick drop it if you need to move fast after glassing, and you're not going to lose your binos. Some scissors. Now the bucket, the compartment that the binos sit in, is super, obviously deep because it's large, but if you notice, they've lined it with Cordura stitching all the way around and even on the bottom here. Now, fact check me, but I'm pretty sure, because I looked in the store, marsupial gears is not lined right here, which from here to here is about 2.5 inches or so. Let me check. Just double check real quick. A little over 3 inches. Now when I measured by looking at it, I'm pretty sure marsupials was longer by 1 inch, so about 4 inches. Now you might think, well, what does that matter? I think it matters because you have a taller front wall to make sure those binos stay inside and don't move around, and it just keeps them more secure from falling out. Now, I did feel at the sides, marsupials Bino harness did feel like a little thicker wall, just slightly. It was very hard to tell, but I do think it was slightly, which isn't too big of a deal, but they're both very similar in the bucket, how firm these walls are. Much firmer than, for example, the Badlands Bino harness. It's like foam. It seems like it's pretty cheap foam. And that bucket is like 5 inches. It's like super low, which I've had my binos fall out of this one. It's just over 4 inches, so. So you could even see the difference here. I mean, look at how much taller that bucket sits. A good inch over. I don't like that. That's a con in my book, in my estimation. So gotta love that bucket. Let's go ahead and put the binoculars inside. These are 10 by 42s, so these are gonna swim in here basically. I mean, you can't even see that in there. I could prop it up, put some stuff in there, foam or whatever, and prop that up if I needed, but I like how they sit deep in there. It keeps them real secure. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here. Okay. So you got these loops for your binos. I honestly don't like these that much, but I know they probably do come in handy. Wow, this fits so much better than my Badlands bino harness. The back is incredible. I mean, you could attach so much on the back. It's very supported. I really like that feel. Slip it back. These little clips here are super easy to just pinch and it's right up. And we just touch that back on there like such. And there you go. So you glass in and boom. A lot better bino attachment system than, for example, the Badlands had these like loops that you had to like, man, that was difficult. So right out of the bucket. And they're really nice. There's a nice stretch to them too. I mean, they're just fits so well. One-handed. And the nice thing about this is you might think, well, it seemed kind of slow opening that front flap. Maybe it is a little slower than like marsupial, for example. However, because of the higher front wall here on the bucket, you literally just put these in, and I mean, I'm almost, and they're not going to come out. I mean, they're in there. I mean, with the Badlands, they'd be falling out right now. So you don't even need to close it necessarily unless it's raining, and you just right up. I don't know if you can see that, but man, that folds all the way around, not like the Badlands, where you just, it kind of just folds the top. It like meets at the very, very top. This, what's this? Eberlestock. I mean, right over the top. And behind. Badlands right here, Eberlestock's all the way down here. Very deep closure. Gotta love that. Let's see how fast it is. Okay, open. So yeah, it is two hands just to get it formed. But, I mean, one hand to close. That was straightforward. Let's try one hand to open. And you can leave it like that, but and you can do it. You just have to kind of brush those edges. They mold around the top. They're so secure, you have to pry them out to get it to close. But like that, two hands, piece of cake. Super impressed. Super good quality. Let's break into the Recon modular rangefinder pouch. I don't know personally, I don't get why marsupial is more popular than this bino harness. At the same price, 140 bucks, and to me this is way better. And surprisingly, Badlands was like 130, 142, and I think that is definitely overpriced. Okay, so you got a bungee cord to attach your rangefinder to, and you have these straps right here. You got a thick rubber pad side that goes through the loops on your bino harness. You could attach it at either right or left. I like it on the right because I'm just more coordinated with the right hand as far as ranging. You got a little loop here you could attach something to. Not sure what, but I'm sure there's something, maybe a chapstick or something. Let's go ahead and put it in. And that is sitting nice and snug to the, just goes right at the top there. My video on the Badlands bino harness review for full in-depth of that. But wow, that's pretty snug. And again, it folds over. Pretty well. If I could say one con about the rangefinder pouch, I wish it was sealed so the debris didn't get in the sides, but you know, as it forms over around the rangefinder, especially if you get a bulkier rangefinder, you have wiggle room and it'll stiffen it out more like that eventually, which, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just a minor complaint. But again, one hand opening. There's a magnet on the bottom. Rangefinder comes out. You attach this nice and snug. Reattach that. So you're ranging right there. You gotta go quick, you don't have time. You gotta draw, you gotta shoot, whatever. Stick that right back in there. That's probably why they left the gap, so that it, you know, that cord just stays right there. So yeah, one-handed open and one-handed close. Now watch, just like the main bino bucket, you only got one magnet on the top, where you got two on the bino harness. Go right over. And if you can't see, watch how it folds over the back side of that little bucket, rangefinder bucket. Magnetized shut. Now watch this. The Badlands rangefinder pouch. Okay, awesome that it covers the sides and a really easy magnetic fold down. And if you want, you can, they have another spot on the bottom here, I think. So if you want, you can just fold this out. There's 2 points of attachment. That's cool. You know, it's a lot of some feature in there. But I mean, it's barely covering. I mean, you have that little shelf there, and it's like a clamshell almost. I don't know. It's not bad, but I like how the Eberlestock, it wraps. It literally goes up to the stitching here. You can see that stitching line right here. And that's where it reaches the top. So this extra part where the magnet is, that's all folded over. I mean, that's real secure. I like it. Let's put on the utility pouch. Same thing as with the rangefinder pouch. It's got these little tabs. You just pull them out. They cinch right in. It's a pretty simple, easy way to make a modular system, I'll tell you what. So before we put that on, I need to cut something in here. Yeah. Hate these tags. So you got two nice zipper tabs here, and then a little front pouch. It's pretty wide and pretty deep. You could almost fit, I'm pretty sure you could put bear spray in here. We'll test it out. So, let's see if we can do this without taking the harness off. I'm gonna take it off. So you do have to take it off to get those pouches on for the, I will say the Badlands had the Molly connective system. This doesn't. It's these Cordura tabs, but they might be just as durable or even more durable than that rubber Molly, which seems like it could get cut pretty easily. So. I'll show you the back here in a sec. I think that's what that's for. We'll see. I mean, you can see that. See how the straps are tucked in. That Cordura Molly in the back. The Cordura Molly in the back, keeping it in. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty convenient, efficient way to tuck those in. So I'm curious to see if this will hold bear spray. Oh, it definitely fits bear spray in the utility pouch with the zipper. Okay. But what about this? Can it stretch? Is it going to be able to make it? Let's see. Those zippers are really nice with the rubber tab there to help grip. Super nice. Oh my goodness, guys. I could fit the bear spray in that front little pouch. That might even be more secure than with the zipper. Guys, that's pretty incredible. Anyways, Eberlestock Bino harness, I'd say is arguably the best Bino harness on the market. That's my opinion though. Take it for what it is. You do you. You got to figure that out for yourself. I've researched and watched a bunch of Bino harness review videos, and this is what I landed on. I like marsupial. I like Badlands, but this, just to me, was better than both. And in my opinion, by a long shot. So, thanks for watching. Give us a like and a sub. We'll catch you on the next video.